too, but I also try to watch the TV or the computer, so like don't take it personal. Like I'm like looking around or like ignoring you. It's not personal. Nice to meet you. I tried to go and get around the building for like a 2-mile run before I did this. I'm not gonna get sweaty. I'm not gonna get sweaty. I got sweaty. So fail. All right. So let's just start on our mat. You can either lie down, have a seat, kind of however what is comfortable for you. One hand to the chest, one hand to the belly, and we're just going to start with some really focused, concentrated breaths. So on the inhale, you should feel your chest rise, belly rise. And then on that exhale, you should feel your diaphragm go up to push that air out. You should feel everything lift from the pelvic floor up. Just focus on getting some deep, calming breaths, setting your intention for the day. Couple more breaths right here. And just as we move forward, just kind of that really good breathing as you do core and as we introduce some other moves, because it's really going to help you engage that core as we go. So let's just start kind of rotating side to side. Up that back, you can kind of go at your own pace, whatever feels comfortable for you. I'm going to do this when I get like cracks in my back. And then from side to side, just with that neck, very gently, kind of alternate at your own pace. You can go from the side. You can even do a little pull towards the front if you need to. Oh, I know I always feel it when I pull it to the front because everything's tight up in my upper back. No. Does it to us. Also, I was like riding my bike for like 20 miles on Saturday, and like doing this when I got done, I was like, oh my goodness, neck and back is like right here is like so sore. All right, and then let's go into downward dog. So feet shoulder width apart, pressing those heels down to the ground, hip bones to the ceiling. Your head is between your elbows, trying to flatten out that back as best you can. Breathing into it, alternate, picking up a heel, feeling a nice stretch all the back side of those legs, opening up the upper back and shoulders, just being in this position. Kind of play with it a little bit. Find where you need to go to feel that nice stretch. And we'll bring one knee up and through into pigeon. It's comfortable, gently. Pushing up to that hip, into that glute. Pulling that back. So I'm just going to shift into plank just for a second. Get a little core engagement here. So belly button fine, butts down. Super nice. If we're in here, you can use these mirrors to look at yourself and be like, oh, am I doing what I think I'm doing? Sometimes I'm not. I and then bring your other knee. Take note, maybe one side is a little tighter than the other, or it feels different. Maybe you need to give this side a little bit more attention. Stretch it again. Okay. All right. Let's roll over onto our back and let's start with some core activation. Gently rolling ourselves back, bringing our legs up to tabletop, really pressing that lower back down into the ground, keeping everything in our pelvis nice and stable. Nice and slowly start dropping the foot down to the ground. Everything here is nice and controlled. So nothing is shifting from side to side. Our core is staying engaged the entire time, even as we're breathing. And you don't have to strain your neck. I just have my neck up so I can see and look at the computer. So if you're noticing while you're doing this, like your tummy wants to dome or it wants to pop up, just kind of take your brain, say, hey, think about it. I want to pull that belly button down to the spine. I want to keep everything going in and up. Kind of balancing all that pressure in the middle, in the core region. All right, if you would like to make it a little bit harder, you're going to take your hands behind your head, bring those shoulder blades off the ground, keeping that core engaged. You're going to keep right on marching. We're keeping that good form. Now you're getting way deep internal core, and you're getting those rectus abdominis muscles right on top. So you've got a lot of things engaged right now. All right, go ahead, set your feet down, take a nice little stretch. Bringing those knees up. What you're going to do is you're going to bring one knee up, bring the other knee up to meet it, and then set it down, and then alternate side to side, bring the other knee up, and bring the opposite knee up to meet it, and then set them down. Really focusing on keeping that pelvis level, keeping that belly button pulled down, keeping that back nice and flat against the ground. Be engaging those transverse abdominals, those deep core muscles. Kind of a fun brain game to make your knees meet each other right here. I know. You got to think about it. But I didn't tell you to go start with the left or the right. I let you pick. All right, rest. Take a nice big deep breath. We're going to go into bicycle crunches. So we're going to get like the top of the core, and we're going to get those obliques on our side. Really focusing on when we do our bicycle crunch though, that it's our core, so like our rib cage to hip bone. Our pelvis is not like moving or shifting to come up and meet our elbow in our bicycle. So bringing our legs up, rotating side to side. Movement is taking place in our core. And then the longer your legs go out, the lower they go down, the more you're going to feel it, or the higher you lift those shoulder blades off the ground. Just take note while you're doing this, look at those hip bones and be like, all right, they're staying nice and stable right here in the middle. All this movement is being powered from the core. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There you go. Grabbing your plate, kind of focusing on keeping that kind of core thing going right now. We're going to grab our plate. Our heels are going to go down into the ground. We're really pressing those heels into the floor, sitting back as far as what you're comfortable with. So we're all going to be at different levels of sitting back. And we're going to go really, really slow, like painfully slow from side to side. And just really focus on activating that core. Now, as you're doing this, look down. What are your hip bones doing? Are they trying to shift as you twist? I know mine like to try to shift as I twist. And I really have to focus. If I go nice and slow, I can keep everything here nice and stable. The knees stay lined up with each other as I twist to the side. We're just engaging all sorts of muscles here right now. A little baby arm workout too, depending on the weight that you pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. You're going to keep that weight. What you're going to do is you can do this standing or on your knees. It depends on if your knees like you to do this or not. Okay. So it could be down like this on your knees or up like this on your knees. You kind of pick or stand. What you're going to do with your weight, and you can use them here to kind of keep an eye on yourself too. Core engaged. Engaged. This weight is going to come up and around your head very slowly, and you're going to go in both directions here. Everything in the middle is staying engaged. We're not shifting. We're falling from one side to the other. Really focusing on keeping everything nice and stable. Maybe some of you have done this exercise with me. Very nice. All right, very nice. Go ahead and set down your weight. Walk yourself back into plank. Engage your core, butt down, pull in tight. Everything's engaged, your glutes are engaged. The core can be like, plank can be like a full body exercise. And then from plank, go ahead, just go into upward dog. Do a nice stretch up in the middle. Don't go so high if it hurts your back. And your elbows. Okay. From there, you're sitting back in the child's pose. You can go knees wide, knees together, forehead to the floor, taking some nice big deep breaths. As you breathe, just feel those muscles relax. Let them relax. Let that kind of that tension or that stress, wherever you may carry it, just kind of try to let it go. Very nice. So I like Lisa's variation here. She's adding just a little bit of a flow to her. She's kind of going back and forth. Yeah, that's perfect. perfect. Kind of just like get what you need on that. Very nice. All right. Let's go over onto our back and let's start waking up those glutes a little bit. So if you are in the gym and you want to add a little extra weight today, you may. You can set the weights on your hip bones if you want, or you can grab a bar here if you want. It's totally up to you. You also don't need any weights if you're at home or in here. So we're gonna start with a bridge. So we want to keep our hamstrings out of it. We want to really wake up the glutes. So trying to bring those heels close to our butt so that our hamstrings don't try and join them. And then we're going to tuck our tailbone under as we rise up, really pressing those heels down into the floor, engaging those glutes at the top. And then we're going to bring it down. Just really focusing on keeping really good form. I'm not really worried about like how many you do. Just about kind of like waking up that muscle, getting it active, getting it working so that we can use it when we walk, when we run. We don't get like dead butt syndrome from sitting in our chairs too much. Like not very good on my screen today. Keep going. Let's do 10 more really good bridges right here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. All right, we're going to roll onto one side. Bring those knees together at about a 90 degree. Put your hand on your hip or on the floor or wherever it's comfortable. Really focusing on keeping everything in the pelvis area stable. We're going to focus right here on the side of our glute. So clamshells, nothing too crazy right here. Really focusing on that movement coming from the side of your hip, that glute med, really waking it up. This is what helps keep everything nice and level. It's one of those stabilizer muscles. Core is engaged. Core is kind of always engaged. You do this kind of stuff. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we got to get the other side. So you can flip or turn or just roll over, it doesn't really matter. I'll just have to stay facing the computer. All right. Same thing, knees are about at a 90-degree angle. Really using side muscles. 10, so we're halfway. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Those exercises set us up perfectly. Have our glutes be nice and awake. Let's do a little marching glute walk right here. So, elbow tucked under, rising up into a bridge, keeping everything stable right here in the middle. Heels pressed down to the ground. You're going to alternate side to side, picking up a knee, kind of marching in place, not letting anything tip to the side, not letting your hips shift up and down. So that glute max, the glute med, they should all be active now. And they're just working to keep everything nice and stable. Lisa's counting. She's like, you're not counting. I kind of am counting. I loosely count. I know. So for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and either lay down or roll yourself up, kind of whatever's comfortable for you. You could be here on your elbows or up on your hands or lay down. Figure 4, just feel a nice stretch through your glute. Be gentle with it. It just did some exercises for you. Kind of pick where you're comfortable. All are good variations here. I may have told Lisa last week, I already gave her the heads up, that we had to like introduce in the Sasha exercise again. Do you remember which one that was? Did you forget? Yeah. So Sasha used to teach classes in here. Oh. And she loved inchworms. And I always tried to not do too many exercises that are like standing up and just trying to keep it like really like low impact and like down on the ground. But we can introduce a few inchworms here at the end. It's like a full body mobility stretch and strength, like all in one exercise. Although we're not going to do as many as what Sasha would make us do. She would make us do like 50 of them, I swear, so many of them. And she would always like add the push up and add a squat and add, who knows, she would add a lot of stuff to it. All right, so I have to back away here a little bit. Otherwise, I'm going to be way taller. I'm still going to be taller than the computer screen, but it's all right. All right, so inchworms, just a few of them. If you're at home, you can do them if you want. So just bringing those arms overhead. We're going to roll forward, making sure we hinge at the hip bone, not in the back, hinging at the hip bone, down to the ground. You're going to feel a nice stretch. Might have to bend your knees a little bit to keep that hinge in your hip bones and keep it out of your back. Walk your hands forward. Begin a plank right here on your knees or on your toes. You're going to do a push-up or choice. Walk your hands back. Again, try to keep that hinge right in the hip bone. Arms up. And then we're going to walk ourselves back out. Push up. And walk yourself back. And then if you want to add a little extra, you can add a little chair squat at the top before you walk yourself back out. I'm gonna offer lots of variations here in your inch corner. All your own. Push up. So this is like the one exercise that's gonna like probably make you get warmer. Let's go for two more really good ones. At your own pace. Your own variation of a push-up. You know what'll really motivate you to do a good push-up? Having that camera. All right, we're gonna have feet back down. Actually, let's go back down to our mat, but let's start here. One foot forward in a runner's lunge. We'll get a little bit of a stretch right here. So running lunge. Then set down a knee. Bring yourself up. Add a little stretch. Really stretching out through the front of the hip flexor right now. And then if you would like, to add width in the leg, it throws off the lead ones and you don't have to. Bring it back. Sit back, stretch out that hamstring. Bring it forward, each side, runner's lunge on the other side. Finding your good position right there, step down your knee, bringing it up, pushing over, feeling a nice stretch. Maybe when you do the stretch, you find, oh, one hip flexor was tighter than the other, or whatever. I know when I do it on this side, like, I don't even feel like I'm stretching. I do it on the other side, all four is stretching. Feel that nice twist in the back. And then sit back, stretch out that hamstring. You sit back again, just take a look at those hip bones. Are they nice and level? You don't have to sit super low, just as long as you keep everything nice and lined up. And bringing both feet forward in front of you. Sitting up nice and tall, hinging at the hips, bringing those arms up, reaching forward towards those toes or towards those ankles or those shins, wherever you can reach. Wherever you need to go to feel that stretch. Gently bring yourself back up to a seated position. That voice was fast, but that was a half an hour already. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you. Yeah. I'm just gonna stop recording, and if you have any questions. Okay.